Hello everybody, welcome back to Planet X News. It is October 26th, 2020. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have not been on YouTube a lot lately. I apologize for not doing, any live streams, although I've wanted to. My time constraints right now are just really not allowing me to, get onto YouTube and do these live streams. Furthermore, you guys all know that YouTube highly censors my YouTube channels. And they've highly censored Dr. Albers' YouTube channel also. What I found is that whenever I do these shorter uploaded videos showing you guys the observational evidence that I've captured, during this week or this month, it seems to kind of break through their algorithms a little bit more. I know a lot of you have been asking about Dr. Albers. She is doing okay. However, she's very highly fatigued, not really able to do much. I don't want to get into a lot of that personal information at this time. If and when that time does come, I will, I'll divulge more information, but I don't want to give out a lot of personal information on YouTube. You guys all know how that goes. People will use it against you. They'll make stupid videos and, try to make your life a living hell. I do want to give some props out to Mark over at Wages World. Mark's been doing a fantastic job as of lately, detailing all of the exciting information that's been coming from the sun as of lately. Remember, folks, we're supposed to be in this solar minimum, but it seems throughout this whole entire time of a solar minimum, the sun has been very, very active. Wow. I wonder why. I also see a lot of these other folks, again, still on the boob tube. And, they keep reverting back to Nibiru, and Wormwood. And when is it coming? Is it incoming? Oh, this debris field. Listen, folks, if you've watched my live streams over the years, we've gotten through all of that. We know that the whole Nibiru story that was put out there a long, long time ago was nothing more than a government psyop, wanting you to believe a make-believe story. And then all of you believe that make-believe story, and then they send out the government debunkers. And they go out and they debunk all of your videos. And they make the whole situation look like a huge fairy tale. And all of that was simply to cover up what I found. I've showed all of you guys the video clip from the Stereo Core 2B spacecraft back in 2007, when one of these objects literally came in, orbited the sun, and the sun's gravity has now captured these objects. Now, as of lately, we've been catching multiple objects. See, folks, every single month, we're seeing these photographs. Every month. So, yes, the Nibiru story is out the door. Why? Well, as the story goes, Nibiru comes in, it's in a 3,600-year orbit. It comes in, it disrupts, it destroys, and then it heads back out. Okay, well, we haven't seen that. But what we have seen is our sun being invaded. Well, actually, our whole inner solar system being invaded by It seems to be another rogue planetary system. Now, again, I'm not sure if these objects are planets. I don't think they are. I will go with the synopsis that Dr. Albers put together a few years ago, that these objects are some type of stellar cores, possibly, burned out cores of stars. I don't think that they are brown dwarf stars. We don't know what they are. We don't know what they are comprised of. We don't know their composition. All I know is that over the last couple of years, NASA has gotten even more interested in what's going on out there near the sun. Not only launching one space probe, but launching two to take many photographs, many videos of the sun. And guess what? We don't get to see any of it. Maybe we get a report that is uploaded on the NASA website, and maybe some, science or astronomy websites pick up the information, but we don't see any pictures. Some of the best technology out there in science, and we are not seeing any evidence whatsoever. This year of 2020 has been a spectacular year in observing and capturing these objects as they're orbiting the sun. Now, folks, I still don't know how many there are. But what it does look like, it looks like some sort of complete system orbiting our sun. Most people would say, oh, come on, Scott, that's impossible. But how is that impossible? Where are you coming up with that information that would be impossible for other stellar objects to orbit a star like ours? Ladies and gentlemen, it's happening everywhere in the entire universe. Our solar system isn't that special. Our sun isn't that special, where these things could not happen. The climate change. Come on. You all see what is happening. These weather patterns have just literally come out of nowhere over the past 5 years. And it's getting worse. These powerful storms, the worldwide flooding, the massive heat waves. And now I was just reading a report yesterday concerning the Arctic. Once again, all of the old ice in the Arctic is gone. It's gone. New ice should be forming right now. It usually starts to reform late September through October. It's not happening. The Earth's magnetic field is highly weakened due to the solar activity on the sun being in a solar minimum. But I truly think that the magnetic field of this other object, one of these main objects, I don't believe that the other smaller objects that are orbiting with these bigger bodies, I believe that they are just caught up within a gravitational field and they're along for the ride. But these other objects that are quite large, I think there may be 2 or 3 of them, but the main object is huge, way bigger than the planet Jupiter. So if this object has a very strong magnetic field, it will interact with the sun. The evidence proves it. The photographic evidence proves it beyond any doubt. You'll see photographs upcoming of an object that I captured on the SDO just a few days ago. This object is off, a little bit off in the distance. It's within the sun's corona, and it is making a physical connection with the sun. During that time period, there was that massive earthquake right off of the coast of Alaska. You see, folks, whenever these connections are occurring, we're seeing these large earthquakes. I don't think that the Earth will ever be in severe danger from these objects, but it seems that it is going to change the Earth somewhat. Meaning, our oceans are changing. Earthquake intensity is changing. The intensity of these storms in the summer in both hemispheres are changing. They're becoming stronger and larger. Now, I'm sure other scientists may have other reasons for all of this. But see, folks, their reasoning is something that happens over a very, very long period of time. We've seen rapid changes within 5 years. And I've been preaching about this for a long time. Because social media thinks it's all nothing more than a conspiracy, well, they want to censor you. They don't want you to really hear and learn about the truth. I don't believe that we should actually fear these objects that have moved into our solar system. It is the biggest find in astronomy and science. Forget about discovering other planets or exoplanets that are billions and billions of miles and millions of light years away. Who cares about those? Why aren't we concentrating on our own solar system? There are so many things that we don't know about our own planets. But yet all you hear is what is light years away. And that's something that I find hard to believe. They don't want you delving into this subject matter. I've worked very, very hard on it now for more than 20 years. Me and Dr. Albers have written, 14 books on the subject. We've basically put ourselves out there. We've put our lives on the line. We've put our lives pretty much on hold to expose this. Other people have kind of jumped on the Planet X Nibiru bandwagon and, I don't know what they think they're doing, but they're just pretty much confusing everybody else. The photographs that you're going to see today that will stream after I'm finished are incredible. Incredible. I mean, I could be doing a live stream every single day, showing you the evidence, because now I know how to capture this object. We now have the software with the help from two other individuals who I thank very much for all of their assistance. We're still learning how to use the software. A lot of people will criticize that statement that I just made. They'll, use the terminology, oh, that's Photoshopped. That's Photoshopped. Oh, look, folks, you can examine these photographs. You could take screenshots of them. You could do whatever you want. There's no Photoshopping at all. We are allowing a very highly sophisticated program that is used in law enforcement that, I'll be quite frank, and I'm probably going to put my foot in my mouth again, which I do often, but I'm not supposed to be having access to this. Yeah, but I do. And it's actually taken a couple of years now to figure it out, learn how it works. It bogs down my main computer. And my main computer is a very, very strong, up-to-date computer. But it takes hours, sometimes 6 to 8 hours, for the program to render an image. It's not making up the image. It is literally peeling back the layers of interference within the image. Now, people have said, oh, how can you do that, blah, 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 with a JPEG image? Well, you know what? I'm not a computer programmer. I didn't invent the imaging program. But all I know is, with the assistance of this other person who is way more skilled than I, she actually is a photographer, a forensic photographer, and that's what she does for a living. She works for a very, very, very high level law enforcement agency, which we will leave nameless. Of course, because the troll babies, well, they'll be calling that law enforcement agency and, narking on this individual and costing her career, which they love to do. But we've had a lot of success with the coronagraph images that are coming from the SEEDS website. And just about a week ago, or maybe less than a week ago, she was trying to, I guess, teach the program, because there is some artificial intelligence wrapped up in that program. The program can actually learn about the images that it's looking at or that you're uploading. And you can kind of tune in to an area where you want the program to, well, basically concentrate on. So if we happen to see something that's unusual within a coronal mass ejection, we can tune in to that area. And the program is programmed to look for these certain shapes. Now, in forensics, in forensic photography, like police work, if you were using the program to look at a piece of CCTV footage, a video camera, that was maybe posted outside of a store, and the store was robbed, and the person was running out of the store, and maybe you caught like a quick glimpse of the individual, and the video footage wasn't that great. The program will make the images more defined. And then, say for instance, you saw something in this person's hand, and you wanted to know, okay, was that object a cell phone or was it a gun? So a cell phone has a very distinct shape. Okay? And a handgun also has a very distinct shape. So the program will learn to look for those shapes. And then if it does key in on that shape, like say for instance the assailant was running out of the store and he had a pistol in his hand, but it wasn't too clear and it was kind of dark and you couldn't tell, the program will define that area. And that's basically what we're doing here. So she figured out, well, it was kind of by accident. We were having problems getting the program to learn how to use the SDO images compared to the coronagraph images. We weren't having any success because it's two totally different types of cameras on these spacecrafts. And then last week, she sent me an email and she said, look, you're going to have to download all of this additional programming and you have to see these photographs. You're not going to believe what I just captured. So she sent the images over to me and I was floored. And she also, gave me an external link where I could update another part of this program so I can utilize it rendering these SDO images. It took a long time, almost 24 hours for that upgrade. I actually had to buy one more memory stick for my main tower. That's how much data was there. So we're going to still try to learn a little bit more about how the SDO images work. What we did find in these first images from the SDO that we just came out with, I gave them to Mark over at Wages World, and he showed all his folks. And Mark was pretty blown away by it. So was I. Sometimes these things happen by accident. But I believe in karma. And I guess that was kind of some good karma that came our way. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done in figuring out the SDO images. But what we did find out is that a lot of the public access information on the SDO website has been tweaked by NASA. Yeah. They have a way of, let's just put it into layman's terms, okay? They have a way of hiding some of these, let's just call them anomalies, they have a way of hiding it before the public access data is uploaded. So that means that we are not seeing the raw data. Only they are seeing it. So what we discovered in these first images is that they actually hid this object up at the 11 o'clock position, and it was making a physical, either electrical or plasma connection with the sun. Now, I've captured that object in that position back in 2017, 18, and 19, and now again in 2020. But this time in 2020, they tried to physically hide it. So, we all know that NASA employs a lot of digital artists. So they have figured out probably a brilliant way to hide this information, hide these anomalies, without deleting a lot of footage. Because we always question when we see the deleted timelines, when we see 4, 5, 6, 12 hours, 18 hours of data missing. That makes us look closer. See, they don't want us looking closer. They want us to be satisfied with what they're showing us. Yeah. Well, that's just not going to happen. So, I don't want to give away a lot of information about what my little team is doing, because I've done that before years ago. In 2016, I opened my big mouth in 2017. I did it again in 2018. And what do? They take these tools away from us. Well, they're learning from me how to cover up these things so we can't see them. So I apologize if I'm kind of being a little vague on what I'm doing. Now listen, folks. All of these other YouTube channels, all of these other websites, all of these other Facebook pages, they don't have the data or the photographic evidence that you will only see on Planet X News. They steal my photographs. They claim them as theirs because I find them everywhere. I find them on Instagram. I find them all over Facebook. I find them on Twitter. I find them all over YouTube. I find them now in books. I find them on websites. So if you see my Planet X News copyright little insignia on the photographs, it's there for a reason, because I want people to know who's doing the hard work. And I also don't want people lying to everybody and saying, look, it's Nibiru. It's going to crash into the earth in 3 days. It's going to destroy the planet. None of that is true, as far as I know. All of these objects are in a holding pattern. They have been captured by the gravitational forces of the sun, which nobody could even imagine what those forces are like. They hold all of the other planets in this solar system in check. As long as a planetary body continues to orbit the sun, it will not fall into the sun. So I get that question a lot. Why doesn't it crash into the sun? The same reason why the Earth and Mercury and Venus and Mars and Jupiter and Saturn do not crash into the sun. Take a look at Jupiter. Jupiter is a prime example of a massive planetary body capturing how many moons? 68, 78, 88. The numbers just keep going up. How does Jupiter maintain all of those moons in all of those orbits continuously? And they don't escape, do they? The same principles apply to what we are seeing orbiting our sun. It is a spectacular capture. It is spectacular evidence. Our solar system has changed. Maybe they don't want a nobody like me to be the one who discovered it. Maybe they wanted somebody like Carl Sagan, or one of these famed astronomers to make the discovery. Well, the only discovery that they think they made is about Planet 9, which, as far as we know, does not exist and is nothing more than a mathematical equation on a chalkboard. But what I show you is hardcore evidence. Hardcore photographic evidence. No, it's not photoshopped. But yes, we are using a very sophisticated program to peel back these layers of deceit to show you what is out there. And I give all of you, every time that I put the information up, folks, I show you zoomed in as far as I can go. You don't see any pixels. You don't see any evidence of any kind of, quote, photoshopping. I don't even own the Photoshop program. I've got some basic photo viewing programs that came with my Windows software, but that's about it. It's truly amazing what I've found. I mean, this should be on the cover of Time magazine. This should be on every news station in the entire world. But yeah, maybe it would cause a panic. Maybe people would freak out, knowing that our solar system has actually grown. And we still do not know what's going to happen when the sun reaches solar maximum. And that is underway. Each and every day that ticks away on the clock, and each day on the calendar that passes by, that's one day closer that we are getting closer and closer to a solar maximum, where the sun will come back alive for 11 more years. We will see a lot of sunspots. We will probably see double, triple, quadruple the amount of coronal mass ejections. It will be a roll of the dice every single day. Will the Earth be in that position where it will be struck directly by a coronal mass ejection? The laws of probability are really not on our side. But the one thing that we do have in our favor during the solar maximum is that the Earth's magnetic field will get stronger. See, during a solar minimum, the Earth's magnetic field gets weaker because the Earth's magnetic field responds to the sun's magnetic field. So if the sun's magnetic field is weak, so is ours. During a solar maximum, the sun's magnetic field grows and becomes stronger, and so does the Earth's. It is our protection mechanism. Maybe there will be enough there to protect us, if we undergo a massive solar flash, a massive coronal mass ejection. We will see. Word to the wise, live your life. Do what you want to do. Go about your daily business. Don't fear anything. Why, folks? It's pretty simple. We don't have control of the sun, and we never will. We don't have control of our own planet. So there is nothing to fear. Whenever we get there, we get there. But until then, we learn, we investigate, we research, and we expose the truth. Knowledge is power. Truly it is. Having that knowledge kind of gets rid of the fear. There's nothing to fear. There are no planets that are going to crash into the Earth. And even if one was incoming, like one of these hypervelocity planets or an asteroid or whatever, live your life. Nothing we can do. Nothing man can do. The world is already in turmoil. That's a fact. Just turn on the news. Believe what you want to believe. But anyways, besides all of that, if any of you want to help out and donate to Dr. Albers' medical fund and these chelation therapies, I would greatly appreciate it. It's been it's been quite emotional. That is something that I fear. But I don't want to really get into all of that, I hope eventually she will be fine and she'll be able to return to a normal life. Right now, the fatigue is very intense. Very intense. Normal daily things are just completely exhausting for her. And that's that. But if any of you guys would like to help out, donate, and contribute, it would be greatly appreciated. The chelation therapies are very expensive. Health insurance does not cover it. She doesn't have health insurance, so it is a complete out-of-pocket expense. And it will probably take anywhere between 4 and 6 months before we actually may see some good results. Mercury poisoning is and can be very deadly. If you guys want to read up on it, you can. I've done my homework on it. It's all the same. All the information's the same. But the link for the PayPal account is in the description box underneath the video. And if you can't contribute, just say a prayer for her. That adds even more power. And she all knows that you guys have been asking about her. And I tell her, and I read the comments and the emails that have been sent in, and it's greatly appreciated. But anyways, folks, sit back and take a look at about the last 2 weeks of photographic evidence from Planet X News. You're not going to see anything like this on any other YouTube channel. You're not going to see anything like this anywhere in the world except right here on Planet X News. Kick back, check out these photos.